that dominates cable news, The O'Reilly Factor.
Segment tonight, there's a fringe element out there that believes the U.S. government orchestrated 9/11. That is, President Bush and the American military killed 3,000 people. One of those pushing this theory is Kevin Barrett, who actually taught at the University of Wisconsin this fall. He joins us now from Madison. You know, there's no sense in debating this issue. I had one of your compadres on a couple of months ago. I don't believe a word you say. You're not going to change your position. My best argument is there's so much anti-American press out there. If you had a shred of legitimate evidence, it'd be on the front page of Le Monde or some other place that wants the USA to be embarrassed. So we don't see these reports anywhere. I don't believe you have anything. But you go on and you continue to say Bush administration, American military killed 3,000 people. How has that impacted your life? What has happened to you since you started doing this?
Well, you know, Bill, it's actually been one of the best things that ever happened to me. And in fact, we're not a fringe element. The latest polls show that 84% of the American people do not accept the 9/11 Commission report. Only 16% of the American people believe the government is telling the truth.
What poll is that?
That's the New York Times poll that came out just several months ago.
I don't have that poll in front of me.
You're a fringe element, Bill.
I don't believe that that's true, but go ahead. What has happened?
Why don't you look it up? You can Google it up in 5 seconds.
Absolutely, we'll check it out. What has happened to you since you've been putting this outlandish stuff out there?
Well, it's not outlandish. In fact, as I said, it's now practically a majority position in the U.S. and certainly around the world. And I found that the people who are working in the 9/11 Truth Movement are some of the best, most honest, intelligent, caring, compassionate, and idealistic people that I've ever met in my life.
Then why won't any responsible news organization print this stuff?
Well, they do. They only print once, though. For instance,
it seems to be a big story at the President of the United States after 9/11. Hold it.
BBC News printed stories about these hijackers turning up alive after 9/11. Other respected news outlets printed stories about how Bin Laden met with the CIA when he was in Dubai in July 2001.
Okay.
Le Monde stands behind that.
If this story, if there's any evidence of this story, it would be all over the place. It would be the story of the century. It's no.
Well, unfortunately, they print it once and then they just forget about it.
Why? But why would you forget about President Bush killing 3,000 Americans? Why would anybody forget about that? Why?
Well, maybe because he's killed 600,000 Iraqis and thousands more Americans. We all know he's a mass murderer, Bill, so why are we arguing about 3,000 people when he's already killed more than 500,000 million?
Now, you're not teaching anymore.
Johns Hopkins University, 600,000 Americans have been killed in Iraq. So what do we, 3,000 more, that's really not
600,000 Americans have been killed in Iraq?
According to
600,000 Americans have been killed.
600,000 Iraqis.
That's not what it said.
600,000 Iraqis and several.
Are you teaching anymore at the University of Wisconsin?
No, I'm not teaching right now.
Why?
I finished my semester. We had a great semester.
Why aren't you teaching anymore?
Because my semester ended. I'm on a semester-by-semester contract. I do intend to be back in the fall.
I don't think they're going to take you back.
My class was such a success.
They told us that you're not going to take you back.
They're very likely to be willing to take me back.
They told us they're not taking you back.
Well,
you know why they're not taking you back? Because you're irresponsible. You can't back up what you say. You're a propagandist.
You've been saying I'm crazy every time you've had this subject on your show. But you know something? Maybe I am crazy to go on the show with you.
Maybe.
But I get email from a lot of people. Most of it's supportive, but some of those people say I'm crazy. And whenever I get one of those emails, I write back and I say, anybody who would email a crazy person to tell them they're crazy is crazy. And any show host who would invite a crazy person on their show to tell them they're crazy is even crazier. So I guess that makes two of us, Bill.
The reason that you're on the program, and this will be the last time you're on, is so that people can get a look at you, all right, and can see what is in the classroom at the University of Wisconsin. And that's the only reason you're here, Mr. Barrett. But I appreciate you showing up.
Bill, I heard you were dissing my food.
We'll wrap things up with the most ridiculous item of the day, which that probably was, and some of you know.